Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to do two things. So we're going to look at faction wars. So we're going to look at the two factions on display today, which is the Ogryn Tribes and the Undead Hordes. But before we get to that, we have got my giveaway. I said I'd do one at 12,000 subs. I have cruised past 12,000 subs over the last couple of days. So thank you very, very much for everyone who subscribed recently. And as promised, we're going to do the giveaway. So on Saturday at 7 PM GMT, I'll do the draw. First prize will be to win a full account takeover. And then, so Plarium gave away chickens when Stu's channel grew. I'm going to give away gems if my channel continues to grow. So if come Saturday at 7 PM, I've hit 13,000 subs, the winner will also get 540 gems. If by Saturday 7 PM I've hit 14,000 subs, 4 more winners are going to get 540 gems. Thanks for coming. There you go. How's that for a giveaway? Anyway, encourage your friends to subscribe. I'd love to get some more subscribers on the channel. If you're watching and you're not a subscriber, it's really easy to do. Hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. Let's go. And yeah. Basically 540 gems, it's enough for about 13 refills. You're over halfway to a nice pack of 11 shards. Or if you want to save up for some masteries, it's pretty much, what, 2/3 of the way there. So that's going to be the giveaway. I'm going to draw it this Saturday. Good luck to everyone who enters. All you need to do is write a comment below. And in the comment, I'd just like for you to say what you're most excited about for the coming 1.13/1.14 patch, or what you'd most like to see in Raid in the first half of this year, 2020. If you haven't seen, Stu and I did a collab video where we talked through some of our ideas. If you've got different ideas, write them in the comments below. Anyone who writes a comment who is subscribed to my channel will be able to go in for the draw. I'll run a program so that it kind of weeds out people that have written 3 or 4 things because I wanted to keep it fair. I really hope I pull a free-to-play player for the account giveaway because everybody wants to see the free-to-play full takeovers. I tell you what, it makes no difference. We can still make an impact on your account. I'm looking forward to it. So write your comments below, and yeah, good luck everybody. The draw will happen Saturday. Okay, so let's get into faction wars for today. Faction wars today. So we've got. I think I'm going to start with Undead Hordes, and what I'm going to do is just kind of go through the champions that are available in Undead Hordes, talk you through which champions are going to be good for faction wars and which ones are just a waste of time, and then I'll run through my best team and show you how to take on level 21. So Undead Hordes is littered with great legendaries. It's one of the best factions for legendaries, and I'm really fortunate to have a good chunk of them as well. So for my main team, I run Harvest Jack, I run Nephril, I run Bloodgorged, and I run Bad El. Sometimes Scar-Torsus as well. But there's also some great epics that could come into the mix if you need them. So Morsian Mage is amazing. Husk is very good. Gordrab is very good. Seeker's good. And then there's a few in the rares as well which are decent, which like Grinner and Seducer. But we'll go into those in a second. So what do I look for when I'm trying to build a faction war team? Well, a number of things. Ideally, I have somebody who can speed me up or control speed of the opposition. So if I think about that for this Undead Hordes team, Nephril is he's got the ability to completely wipe out turn meter of the opponents. We have got Gordrab who can speed us up. We have got I guess in a slightly different way, we've got people like Harvest Jack who then throw in CC. So the second thing I guess I look for is crowd control. I look for it in every faction war team I build. Crowd control is probably actually my biggest priority. So we've got AoE Fears from this guy. We've got AoE Stuns from Nephril. We have got the potential to throw AoE Taunts with Scar-Torsus if you put me in Taunt gear. We've got Taunts from Seeker. We've got AoE Stuns from Husk. So they're the sort of champions you want. So you want somebody who's going to control the enemy wave, if you get to level 21 without somebody controlling the wave, well, you're a better man than I am. I need somebody in there who's going to stun the opponents, and if they can't, then I need somebody in there that's got an A1, which is an AoE. So A1 AoE. I'm not sure if Dark Aethel is actually. Is she? No, she's not. Because an A1 AoE will enable you to put things like stun gear on, or daze gear on, or taunt gear on, and continue to control the wave. So a good example here is Banshee. AoE on her A1. If you put her in stun gear, if you put her in daze gear, if you put her in some sort of AoE control, then she will do the world of good for you. So you don't have to be on the end. I'm not talking about end game here. I'm talking about any part of the game. Put them in the right sets and they will do a lot of work for you. Banshee is particularly good as a rare because she's also got decreased defense on that A1. She goes in, AoEs, decreased defense on 30% of the opponents for 1 turn, and there you go. The rest of your guys hit harder. Plus, if she's in stun gear, even better because probably half of them are stunned, and it makes your life 10 times easier. She's also got AoE on her A2 and a attack 2 times on her A3 with block cooldown skills. Another really cool skill for faction wars because blocking cooldowns means that the enemies are not going to do all of their main kind of annoying buffs and nukes. So Banshee as a rare, top tier rare for faction wars. If I kind of go through other rares that I would choose, Grinner is actually a decent rare. He's also got a lovely smile. Look at this fella, charming fella. Yeah, so he, the reason why I like him is because he's pretty unique for the Undead Hordes. He has got the ability to revive an ally. Revives them with 50% HP. Places a shield buff on them as well, and this is really important for faction wars. So to get your max stars, you need people to be alive. If they drop one of your team, you want to be able to pick them back up. Grinner can do that. He's also got, so he's a support, he's attack based, so all his abilities scale off attack, but he actually has got a stack load of defense and a decent chunk of speed. Really good base stats for a rare. Don't worry about his attack. Don't build any attack on him. Build defense. Defense, HP, and speed. Keep him alive. Enable him to do this ability. Enable him to keep your team popping up if they drop. He also got some other support buffs here, so increase attack. And he's also got the ability to remove random buff from enemies. Really good for faction wars. So Grinner is a rare that's worth investing some time in. And the other one I'd call out in the rares here, so so far we've got the Banshee, we've got Grinner, and the other one I'd call out is Seducer, or Stewducer, as some people say. I love the memes. So Seducer has got a sleep on his A1. He's defense based. Anyone defense based with this sort of chunky defense is worth having anyway. He's going to stay up a long time. He's got an AoE on his A2, which has got decreased attack, which means you're going to be able to stay alive longer. Take those hits. If you put him in stun gear, if you put him in provoke gear, then he's going to be controlling the waves as well. Really good champ. He's also got buffs for your allies, so increased defense means they're just going to stay alive longer. Block debuffs, really cool as well. Just means you're not going to be taking those debuffs. And ally protection. So much about his gear is quality. Ally protection. If you've got Temptress as well, block damage. I'm not even sure who she is. Is she in this lot? Not sure. Temptress, where are you? Yeah, here she is. So is she good? I don't know this girl that well. Not really. I wouldn't worry about it. Sorceress is okay, but yeah, mainly because of this. So she's got an A3, which 3 times at randoms puts a big version of decreased defense out. Decreased defense will help you get through waves quicker. The only way you're going to beat faction wars is if you can get through the waves quicker. So this is not a bad rare as well. So they're probably the rares I'd call out. Banshee, Sorceress, probably the worst of the ones I've shown, but not bad. Grinner, and Seducer. So if we look at the epics then, so there's quite a lot of good epics in Undead Hordes. We've got Gordrab, he's got speed up, he's got ally revive. So this is like your upgrade on Grinner really. Revives all dead allies. So if you're struggling to get through a dungeon, but perhaps you're keeping 1 or 2 alive, Gordrab can revive everyone at the last minute, get you your 3 stars, and then you're on a way to earning tomes and stuff. Very good champion for this content. He's also got turn meter, so we talked about earlier, we need speed, turn meter fill here, and increase attack buff. And he's got the ability to remove a random buff as well. Very good for faction wars. Seeker is decent for faction wars. He's got turn meter gain. He has got a passive here, so heals his champion by 20% and places increased defense, the big version on all allies for 2 turns when hit with a crit. And he's also got the ability to provoke on his A1. Again, he's tanky, he's got good base speed, decent champion to build up for faction wars. Provoke the enemy that you are most concerned about, make them hit Seeker, and let the rest of your guys do damage on whoever they want. Captain Chancellor, not so great. He does have the ability to do this, which is quite cool. So teams up with 3 allies, which is going to be your whole team, goes in, nukes the enemy. This is decent. Other than that, I'm not a big fan. But I guess he's got a bit of healing as well. He's not terrible. He would be worth using if you're struggling for champs. Husk, I really like. Husk, I'll show you in my fights in a minute. Attacks all enemies on his A2. When booked up, becomes a 60% chance to stun. Stun is the strongest form of crowd control in this game. He also does decent damage when you get to the higher levels. And then the rest of his kit is kind of like provokes and stuff. So again, provokes really useful in faction wars. Build him up quite tanky and he will do work. Who else should I call out here? Morsian Mage. I mean, I've done guides on Morsian Mage. He's a fantastic champion. He has got this A2, which does block debuffs, crit rate increase, and increased defense. Really cool champ. And he's also got a form of healing and cleansing on his A3. If you've not seen my guide on him, you should watch it. It's a really good champion to play. Not just for faction wars, but generally. Zelatar is also very good. Again, decent base defense. He's support based. He's got sleep on his A1. He's got shielding and heals on his A2. And then he's got an AoE sleep on his A3. Again, you could put him in... he's actually got decent high HP as a base. So you could put him in something like a shield set and basically protect your team for long periods of the fight. And then let's just quickly go through the legendaries. So my favourite ones for faction wars would be Scartorsis. He has got a A1, which is AoE, A2, which buffs up your attack and crits, and then A3, a bit like Morsian Mage, got a full cleanse, increases turn meters, and does a heal, all on one ability. Very good ability. You could use his A1 again for stun set, taunt set, anything like that to get control of the fight. We've got Bad L, probably speaks for himself. Insane champion. He's your healer, he's your damage, he's your control. Anything you want him to be, you could probably put him in pretty much any gear set and he will do work. He's also got really great base stats. He's also got a passive that makes everybody else hit harder if they're under a poison debuff. Blood Gorge is a bit niche. He hits really, really hard. Like, insanely hard. He's got a buff fairly recently, which also means he does a block. Puts skills on cooldown of all enemies. So he puts one skill on cooldown, sorry. Which just means that, again, you're throwing off the natural abilities of your opponents. He can go in with his A3 and absolutely nuke somebody. Like, over 100k hit easy. Blocks revive as well. So that's useful. But he's quite squishy, so you have to build him with some sort of support or a resurrector, something like that, to keep him going. I've spoken about Nephril, amazing champion for faction wars, probably one of the best in the game. And then Harvest Jack is equally good in terms of his kind of crowd control. So let's have a fight. So yeah, so let's get into some fights. I've done videos where I beat level 21 and I've shown that. To beat level 21, my team was this. So I can get myself a kill on the boss. I don't actually... I've not beaten it 3-star yet, but I think I can with the team I got. I just need to play around a bit with gear. What I'm going to show you is some of the earlier levels with some of my champs, which are not that well geared. So let's get a few of these champions out of the vault, which I think would help most people here if you've got them. So some of the ones I've spoken about, I've got up to level 50s. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. So we've got level 40, level 40, level 40 on 3 of those champions. Let's get those out. And then we've got, let's find that team. So we've got Husk at 50, we've got Seducer at 40, Zelatar at 40, Gordrab at 40, and then I'm going to throw in, I guess I'm going to throw in my Morsian Mage. I've got no real damage in this team. It's all about control and it's about getting through the waves. So Morsian Mage is well geared. I'm not going to change his gear, but let's put some gear on these other guys quickly. So Husk, I just want to have good accuracy. So I'm going to try not to put anything too crazy on him for the sake of this video. So I want him to have some defense. I want him to have some HP on his chest. Don't have any there. Do we have any speed boots? Give him some speed. Hopefully find some HP. There we go. Oh, already got gloves. HP on the chest. Do I have any anywhere? Maybe we just throw that on. It's got a bit of HP on it. Let's get a shield. Let's roll it up a little bit. This one will do. A helmet. That'll do. See the way I'm building accuracy up. And some sort of weapon. Okay, so he's got 150 accuracy. He's got decent speed. Okay defense. Okay HP. He's good to go. Let's get my, hate the way it flings it up. Yeah, so Gordrab is just all about speed. All you need him in is some speed gear. Let's throw a ring on him. And then we're just going to put some speed gear on him. So as faster he is, the better. Obviously, all you want him to do is be speeding up the rest of your team. Ideally, have him in some sort of HP chest because you want him to stay alive, or HP gloves at least. Let's find, again, just something with some speed. 6, okay, that'll do. 8 speed. Headpiece as well. Bit of speed on it. See the way how quickly we're building speed up. And then I just want some sort of, I don't even need a set bonus here, I just need some sort of set on him that's rolled. Bit of speed on it again, great. And some sort of chest. It's not really worth putting defense on somebody at this level. But I suppose I can do. It's not too bad. Okay, so it's not too bad. Decent speed, decent HP, a bit of defense on him. He's good to go. He's all about buffing up the team. And then we will have Zelatar. So Zelatar's skills, I'll show you quickly again. We've got sleep ability, we've got shielding and buffing allies. Attacks on enemies with a chance to sleep. So you want some accuracy on him, but otherwise you just want speed again. And the speed will just enable you to get through those defensive abilities as quick as possible. You can also go with, if you had a set of it, and I just pass it. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, reflex gear. So reflex gear is quite good on someone that you just want to kind of rotate their ability as quickly as possible. So let's get some reflex gear on him. HP gloves is good. Let's get a pretty normal shield and a helm with a bit of speed on it. Ideally we have speed set for the final because I do want to rotate abilities quickly. Don't really want to put resistance on him. Guess I could go accuracy, but I could do with the HP. I'll do. And then a helm and a weapon. A bit more speed again, yeah. Okay, so we get ourselves to a decent speed, so we can rotate those abilities. We've got the cooldown here, so that would be nice. So reflex gives us a chance to cool down one of our abilities quicker. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 built. Just go into Seducer. So Seducer, because he's got basically got sleep on his A1, he's got decreased attack AoE on his A2, and he's got here. What's the difference here? Yeah, I'm not gonna. I could book it out. Basically, increased defense and block debuffs on his A3, and then ally protection on his A4. So, kind of just want. Don't worry too much about landing this. Landing this is decent. Any sort of decreased attack is going to be decent to stop you taking big hits. But I prefer to put him in some sort of gear that's going to just annoy the opponent. So stuff like stun gear is very good. Stuff like provoke gear is probably even better. He's got quite a high base defense. So We could go for some provoke gear if I've got some rolled up. Haven't really, so we're going to go stun. So let's go stun gear, HP, crit rate. Don't really need crit rate on him, but it will do. That's pretty good. Let's take some sort of helmet. There we go. So we've got a group of sun, and then we just want to get some accuracy on the rest of his gear so that he actually lands his abilities. His accuracy is not terrible as it is, but if we can get a bit more, that will help. So none of this is really what I want. I want HP really, otherwise he's going to drop. Got some HP here, that'll do, and then a shield. Level 12, that'll do. So we've got ourselves decent accuracy. Got ourselves a stun set. The stun set does not need accuracy. His steals need accuracy. The stun set just needs to hit. So let's take these out. We're going to be on stage 8. What I want to show you here is how possible it is to just get through stages. You don't necessarily need the best champions. You don't necessarily need the best gear. You just kind of need a reasonable set of champs in okay gear, and you'll see you'll be able to get through this wave. Now, Faction Wars is all about grinding it out, getting yourself those glyphs, and keeping yourself basically sort of topped off with glyphs to be able to boost your armor. So, don't sleep on it. You see here how good Husk is. He's basically sorted out three of my enemies straight away, and I go AOE on this guy. So we've got 1, 2, 3 sleeps. All of a sudden, I've only got one person I've got to deal with. So we put all of the single target damage on this guy. He's dead. Next, you leave the sleepers that aren't stunned. So you go single target damage on one of the other guys. See how weak they are. I mean, I'm not in crazy gear here. These guys are level 8 are weak. You should be able to deal with them. I've got level 40 champs here, 160. But that 160 is a pure support champ. So I'm not even like fussed. I literally hit it on auto. We've got no problem at all. None of these guys have got masteries apart from Morsi and Mage. So it just shows you, and you just see me put the gear on them. They've got okay gear on, not amazing gear, not by any stretch. This is purely about the right sort of team composition that CC the opponents. Faction War, it's all about control. Control your opponents, you'll get past the waves. So that's level 8. I mean, it's not like it's endgame, but it's also it's still giving me okay glyphs. So let's throw these guys in against 11 and see how they do here. You see here again, 3 stuns. How good is Husk? Husk just stunned 3 of the opponents, and you stun 3 of your opponents. All of a sudden, you've only got 2 people to deal with. So yeah, we're just kind of slowly working our way through the waves. I'm not too worried about it. I've got increased defense on, I've got shields on, I've got people that can heal, I've got people that can stun. I've got no one in here who's got damage. Not a single one of these champions is built for damage. And a lot of people, their mistake they make on Faction Wars is they say, I haven't got any champions that can do damage. You don't need it. You need champions that can control waves. And that goes right through to the sort of high-end endgame, even more so actually. The endgame is all about control. There goes Seducer. He's put decreased attack on everyone, so we're going to take much less hits. He's trying, but no worries. Even our level 40 champions here are just kind of cruising their way through it. And this is, I guess for me, this is maybe a mid-game team. You've got perhaps one level 60 in your ranks. You've got a few 40s. This is what mid-game's about. It's not speed runs. It's about control. It's about putting the right gear on so that everyone complements each other. There's no point everyone wearing a shield set, for example. There's no point everyone wearing stun set. You want some people in stun. Maybe one of your team in shield. You want somebody in a team like a Husk that can do AoE stun. And you just find you'll get through this content much easier. So, this is going to be a kind of show off of the undead teams. And in reality, it's kind of no different really for the Ogryn Tribes. So there's plenty of champions in Ogryn Tribes that have got AoEs. AoEs are the best form of champions if you want to try and get control, because you get stun sets out there, you get dage sets out there, and you just kind of work your way through the waves pretty easily. But yeah, you see these, you know, I've not at any stage really kind of looked like I'm about to lose any champions. So there you go, 3 level 40s, a 50 and a 60, and we've just taken out, what's that, level 11? Without any problems, and without crazy gear. So, you know, got myself a level 2 speed lift. That's going to help me when I want to redo my clan boss team. So I guess the message is, don't sleep on faction wars. Get yourself a team together that's got a good amount of CC, and you'll find it much easier. So I'll show you my Ogryn Tribes. I might as well go for my, I guess, my higher end team. Actually, just talk about Ogryn Tribes quickly because we didn't do it earlier. So Ogryn Tribes. Ogryn Tribes is a good team actually. They've got a lot of options. So I've got the infamous Bellower, AoEs on all his abilities. It means he really does well with stun gear, and he does well in a sort of like a tanky build. You can build him high damage as well, and that's pretty useful as well. But I would rather go tanky and stun. Stone Skin, got Provoked, which is not bad, but it's only on 1 target. Does do max HP damage, which can be useful, I guess, but it's not that great. Flesh Eater, I wouldn't fuss with. Siegebreaker's not bad. So he's got block cooldowns on his ability, can buff up this champion, and do some turn meter stuff, but he's not brilliant. Who's the other one in here? Fortress Goon, I think, is the one I like. Yeah. Yeah, so this guy's got a heal. He has got increased defense. He has got AoE ability, which hits off defense and attack. He's got decent basic defense. He's also got this one here, which decreases some speed. So, decent champ. He's not bad for a rare. I think Pounder as well is pretty good. So, we've got Freeze here, which you can book up to 100%. So, he can completely lock down an opponent. And it brings some extra resistances and stuff, which is not that great. If we look then at the epics, so pretty much I'd say Bellower is worth putting your time into. Maybe Fortress Goon. I mean, maybe Magna Blood. He's got stun on his A1, but it's quite a low chance. Yeah, not so good. Not so good. In terms of epics, Grimskin's pretty decent. Defense based, massive defense. He's got Provoked on his A2, and he's got an AoE on his A3, which removes buffs. Very good for faction wars. We all know about Steel Skull. He's fantastic. Man-Eater is also really good for faction wars. And then I'd say out of the legendaries, Ignatius is insane. What's his name? Gurga is insane. In fact, one of the best champions in the game for faction wars. He's got a freeze AoE. So he basically freezes up the entire enemy and then gets another turn. Biggin is your absolute ultimate nuker. And he's got stuns. So again, fantastic for faction wars. But yeah, so this team is very good. One thing actually I'll just quickly say, they kind of lack the healing capabilities of some of the other teams. Is it this guy? Is it this guy? This is decent. This is decent. So he's got healing, he's got shields, he's got increased defense. So if you've got a Towering Titan, he's also got decreased defense on the opponents. He's got Provokes. He's really good for faction wars. Very good champion. And I think, not you, Cagebreaker as well. So you've got an AoE, decreases max HP, that's not so good. Sleep on his A2, and decreased defense on his A1. So again, he's pretty good. So yeah, but Towering Titan is kind of, I'd say, pretty high tier for an epic in faction wars in this set, because they just don't really have the healing capability. This guy here, what's he got? Yeah, no, he's no good. He's no good. But yeah, so basically, Towering Titan if you need a healer. And then you've got Bellower. We've got Fortress Goon is good. We have got Skull Crusher is good. And then any of these legendaries pretty much is decent. So they don't have the sort of natural setup that I'd go for. Ideally, you want someone who's got AoE decreased defense. We don't have that here. So you have to control it instead. So I guess I'll just show you a stage in action. It gets really hard for me down this end because I don't have the gear set up in the right way for them. But I'll show you a stage 16 with my better team. So we've got loads of AoE. We've got loads of crowd control. And we should be fine. So we just kind of go AoE, chance of stuns here. 1, 2, 3 stuns landed. I don't actually, normally I do a freeze. I don't need to do a freeze. I've only got 2 to deal with. So I'm just going to go in A1s. Wait for these. I don't need to worry about them right now. Get my HP burn up. Get the decreased speed on. Got another stun there. So we've actually stunned up that whole team in that encounter, that sort of part. So we're really in no trouble at all. I'm going to save my abilities for the next wave. And just trying to take a few of them out. Save his as well. That's good. Just A1 here. A1 again. Slowly but surely whittling them down. She's got heals. Or she? Yeah, I think she's got heals. And we're just down to the last one. So give us a little tickle. And then we're on to wave 2. So we've got Reviver, Annoying, heals, speeds. We don't want any of that stuff going on. So let's try and get some stuns up. No stuns there, so we're going to go straight on with the freeze. Hopefully freeze them all, which we did. Let's take out one of the reliquary tenders. No, it's not a name. Cardinal, I think. Go for the nukes. Don't need this up yet. Wait until we get round again. Just trying to keep the damage going, basically. Decrease speed now. Got a stun on one of the apothecaries, which is good. Try and take her down. Could have done with that, don't have it yet. I'm going to put my counters up now. Ideally, I'm going to go for A1 and hopefully get the block cooldowns. So I got it on one of them. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So she's stunned. I got it on him so he couldn't do anything. Got pretty lucky there actually because he could have healed, she could have revived, and then all of that good work would have been wasted. But as it is, we are basically cruising on to the final part of this fight. And it's all because of the amount of control I got. Very similar to what you saw in the last fight. So here we've got massive damage. Just as what their team's all based on. So we get our freeze back up. You can't do any damage to me when you're frozen. And we've got our main abilities back again. So again, we're in no trouble. Just try and take them out as quickly as we can. Get decreased speed up. And again, for those that it missed. And then we just try and just take them out one by one. Or all at the same time if we got the nukes. And that is my Ogryn Tribes team. So yeah, hopefully that's been interesting for you. But the main thing I would say and stress for Faction Wars is pick teams that have got crowd control. Don't pick teams just for damage. I've been Hell Hades. Please subscribe. Get involved in the giveaway. I'll catch you soon.